Once upon a time, there lived a giant swan, so large no lake or pond could house him, so he went to live on the sea. He sailed the oceans, never coming close to the land for fear of mankind and their kings and queens. For kings and queens ate swan, their meat reserved for the royal palate. Stories by deep-sea fishermen of a mighty swan filled the coastal taverns. One night at the Greg Hammer, two fishermen are heard talking. "There is a swan, a mile from our boat, out on the sea, as big as a cloud." "A what?" exclaimed Lester, looking up from his bitter. Lester had an ear for such things, due to a high level of anxiety. He was a reporter for the Squeaky Recorder. Not a good paper, more a bad idea. The pub fell silent. The fisherman, obviously shaken, stared back at Lester with weary yellow eyes. "Go on then, Pete. Tell him," said one. A swan, lad, as tall as this house, I tell ye. Me and Harris saw it from our tug. Its wake almost turned our boat. Boatswain Jim said he saw it too a year ago." Lester moved to their table, producing a small notepad and pencil as he went. They talked late into the evening. Two days later, the Swan made the evening edition, complete with drawings. Then the national news a week later. Fleet Street journalists lined the south coast. Some chartered boats, eager for that first picture, but the Swan was never seen. Till one day he is off Brighton Pier. An excited crowd gather to watch. Some begin to swim, wanting to touch his blinding white plumage in the midday sun. The Swan stayed motionless with huge black eyes that gave no light. A fanciful ship from the heavens, he stood 50 foot tall, with a neck like a furnace chimney, his beak like an upturned boat. One swimming man, now 4 or 5 meters from the beast, was suddenly gobbled up, to the horror of the crowd. His writhing body could be seen slowly making the drop down the long neck. Now, with a taste for human flesh, the Swan began its terrible insurgence, as a slow, jaunty meander up country to Buckingham Palace, eating as it went, stopping to drink the boating lake at Green Park, before smashing the kitchens at the palace and gobbling up the cook. Then into the hall, its long neck breaking Fabergé eggs and a 17th century dresser. Up through the oak ceiling and into the Queen's bedroom. Philip is trying to load an antique revolver, but drops it, his hands shaking uncontrollably. The Queen, dressed complete with purse and hat, begins to apologize for past indiscretions. Andrew and the Swan.
Going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do. A very unusual thing for me to do.
The Swan opens its mouth above the Queen, but stops short of eating her, and like that, he is gone.
There's a slight problem with the sweating, because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing, I'm going to say, a speech. Yeah. And very important news. Extra, read all about it. Read all about it. So dramatic. Because I've got Instagram. I've got so many views, so many subscribers. So I'm going to basically be doing a YouTube channel. I'm thanking you all. Because some of you may subscribe. If you haven't followed me on it, make sure you do. It's Swaggy Doodle. Bit of a weird one.